Now while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil so I can have a cup of tea, I'm going to tell you about the plan of action for today. I need to replenish some wood stocks. And there's a dead standing tree over there that I've been staring at for the last couple of months, and I'm going to bring it down. Now, for some reason I thought this tree was a lot bigger than it was, so I brought a big saw with me. And I brought a big axe with me. Complete overkill. I got my Mears Gransfors wilderness axe. And wait for it. A silky Katanaboy 500. Absolute overkill, but that's going to come down now after I've had a cup of tea, and I just want to show you how efficient this thing is. If you watch the show alone, you'll see as quite a few people have taken these out. They have got a drawback though, and that is you need whatever you're cutting to be stable. My kettle's boiling. So I'm going to show you all about this and what I think of it. It's not as sharp as it was because I've had it almost 3 years and it has cut oak, so it's not as sharp as it was, and I'm not buying a new blade because they cost a fortune. I'm going to have a cup of tea and I'll be back. Check that bad boy out. As I said, it's not as sharp as it used to be. Down. Now it's down. I'm going to take a chunk off the top, and you will see why as I go along. Now the base of this tree has started to rot, so it wouldn't have been long before it fell down anyway. See what I mean? The base is rotten. Time now for a bit of axe action. I'm going to sned the tree. Well, that's all the branches off, and I have noticed that up the top is quite rotten. It's covered in moss, so that would have fallen off as well. So there's all the branches off. Now I'm going to cut this into 3, so it's easier for me to drag about and cut up. Now I'm going to show you why I cut that chunk off. Aren't I a clever boy? Well, after all that sawing action, I'm now absolutely boiling and it's time for a cup of tea. Cup of tea number 3, and I've cooled down now. It's hard work, all that sawing. Makes you think, no wonder people get in trouble in the Arctic when they're out there and they're sawing and splitting wood and they've got several layers on, how easy it is for that sweat to build up. 14 years ago, being out in Canada, and it was tail end of the winter, I think it was March, and it was about -10, and we were sawing and cutting wood, and I remember being in a t-shirt doing it. So no wonder people get in trouble and they bloody freeze to death, because that sweat builds up, or with all them layers, it's got nowhere to go. So I'm going to have my cup of tea now, then I'm going to split some of these rounds I've sawn up, put them under the tarp for next time. And now it's time for some splitting with a heavy-headed axe. Well, I was really hoping that would go through in one, and it didn't. knots, they're a shit. Well, it's quicker than using a knife and a baton, but because of the knots, I still had a bit of a job. Really speaking, I should have cut knot-free chunks, and that's what I'll probably do with the rest of the tree. So I'm going to give you my opinion now on the Mears Gransfors wilderness axe. Splitting, chopping, snedding, it's fine. If you want to do any fine work with it, forget it. The head is really heavy. It's a little bit awkward, it's quite unwieldy, it tends to turn in your hand. This thing, they're just for aesthetics anyway. And it's got a bit of movement to it, so I probably need to stick it on. I've had it a few years, it's the second one I've had. The first one I sold, and I regretted it. Personal opinion, I would prefer the Scandinavian forest axe, especially for chopping, not so much for splitting. But if I had a choice of the two, I'd use my other one. But I wanted to bring it out today because I knew I had some big rounds to split. So that's my opinion on this axe. Well, the morning has come to an end, and it's time for me to pack up and go home. I hope you've enjoyed my efforts this morning with the big saw and the big axe. Something I've been meaning to do for a while. Until the next time, I bid you farewell. Ta-ra.